Hi Sue, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, actually, we're coming into our fourth week of lockdown here in Ireland, and woke up this morning and thought, oh, I'm kind of getting used to this. I was thinking, do I really need to go out today to do, go foraging for food? And yeah, kind of just starting to settle into this is kind of the new normal for now, obviously. But yeah, it's been a very interesting time. How are you getting on?
Yeah, good, thank you. As you said, it's taken a bit of time to settle into it, but now I'm in a routine and getting used to the way things are. Actually, I'm avoiding going out unless I absolutely have to, and making the most of the extra time that I have got, which is nice.
I know it's this sort of sudden realization that all those things that we've been putting off because there wasn't enough time. Well, for me anyway, my house has never been tidier. It's quite, and I was even today thinking I might even clear out one of the cupboards in the kitchen, which is a big deal. So, so getting around to things would be quite nice. And I was thinking, oh, I wonder how long this is going to go. I wonder how much stuff I can clear out before the end of this. So I'm kind of planning things to do, which is great. So I
Oh,
know we've only really just met, which is lovely because I love
wow.
meeting new people and hearing about what they do. So tell us a bit about yourself and what is it you actually do with people.
Well, yeah, no, I was saying I have met that one of the positives of all this is I've met people from far and wide on Zoom, various networking calls and everything, which is great. I run retreats normally face to face, and basically for people that just want to escape for a couple of hours or a day or a weekend perhaps, and just do a little bit of yoga, a bit of relaxation, connecting with other people that are also busy that just need a little bit of time out. And the retreats are time for tranquility time. So it's all about relaxing and just unwinding and remembering to take some time for ourselves. But obviously, because of recent events, I'm now putting these retreats online, and I will be running some sleep retreats and just general things like clearing your chakras, some meditation and visualizations, just things that we can all use for ourselves in our own homes. So that's what I'm working on at the moment.
Yeah, you mentioned before we started recording this something called bed yoga, which I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that sounds intriguing. That sounds right up my street. What's bed yoga?
Well, I was sort of thinking about myself, and now things are slightly different. People have different regimes and different routines, but we're all in bed at the in the morning, and we're all in bed in the evening. So I was trying to think of a way to incorporate that into our lives without having to say I need to make some time and find some time. If it was as you woke up and as you went to bed, just some simple breathing, some simple stretches, and a nice motivational meditation to get you going in the morning. And equally something like a nidra to relax the mind, slow down the body, and just take care of our parasympathetic nervous system, so we all get a good night's sleep, especially at the moment.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting, isn't it? Because as you said, whether unless of course you're doing, night shifts or things like that, generally speaking, most of us are in bed at night. We wake up in our own beds, the next morning, and then, so that there is that thing of everyone's doing something similar around the world in their own time zones. And this whole idea of, really taking a bit of time, and it doesn't have to be a lot of time, does it, to actually look after ourselves a bit more and really look at this. I think what's really coming out more and more is just how we haven't really been looking after ourselves in terms of
Mm.
our immune system. We're go, go, go. The busyness of life has, really taken over in terms of people's focus on themselves and actually going in and, having really making that decision to relax and unwind. It's almost like a badge of honor as how busy I think people kind of were. Oh, I have this to do and that to do, and you're going, oh, and obviously the impact of that on our nervous system and our immune system is massive. So prevention is always better than cure. And the more, I mean, this space was kind of set up to help people really look after themselves and start to look after their bodies, their immune system, and then mental health. It's all connected. So what about when people are working from home and there's still kind of, you know, quite interesting. People who are working from home seem to be 2 or 3 times busier than they were when they were in an office, which is quite interesting. And I know my husband's one of them. So is there anything people can do sort of throughout the day, so as they're sitting about to do their work, or if they're on a little bit of a break?
Yeah, I've been asked this by several organisations that have got home workers, and quite a good gauge, because we all set timers and we all say we're going to have a break every hour, and then we get engrossed in writing a report or working on a spreadsheet or whatever it is we're doing, and we think, I'll just get this finished. And then another hour goes past. So something that works quite well for me is when my battery on my phone starts to get low, or my laptop, or some other device that I'm using, I take that as if my phone needs recharging, I would plug it in and recharge it. So I'm going to take, even if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes for myself. And I've got a really lovely meditation where you imagine, you pick a colour and the colour's coming up through your feet, through your body, and you're imagining that's actually recharging your body, and you're breathing as this happens, and the colours becoming more and more vibrant as it travels up through your body. And that just allows you time to relax, step back from whatever you're doing, and just take a few minutes to literally recharge.
That's a brilliant way of reminding ourselves to recharge. Absolutely. If a device needs to be, you know, a device's battery is going to run out if you use it. It's the same with our own energy as we go through. So will you take me through that? That sounds very similar to something I do as well, but I'm normally the one taking people through it. So I'm always
It would be my pleasure. It would be my pleasure.
and then people can maybe go along with this as you're doing it too. They can join in watching this video.
Lovely. That sounds great. So if you're sitting in a chair, I'd like your feet to be flat on the floor. And we're just going to quickly go through the body and just make sure we're relaxed. So remove any glasses or anything that's uncomfortable for you. So I want you to feel totally relaxed and comfortable, and make sure you're warm enough. And we're just going to start by relaxing the head and gently letting your eyes sink back into their sockets. Taking a lovely deep breath in through the nose, and then slowly releasing out through the mouth. And then relaxing the jaw. We hold quite a lot of tension in our jaw. And then gently letting the tongue relax in the mouth. And the shoulders, lovely and relaxed. Make sure they're not hunched up near the ears, but they're nice and soft. The arms are heavy. And the hands and wrists are relaxed. And then just really noticing your sitting bones, feeling yourself grounded. Your legs heavy. And then both feet, as we said, on the floor. So taking some nice deep breaths here. Another deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And then now's your time to pick your colour. And just imagine it slowly coming up around the feet. And working its way up your legs. And each time you breathe in, that colour travels a little bit further up the body. And as you breathe out, that colour becomes more and more vibrant. And it's traveling up your body at your own speed, your own pace. Over the hips, up towards the chest and the neck. Your arms included in the beautiful, vibrant colour you've chosen. And if the colour changes, don't worry, that's fine. And then finally, the colour's coming up over your head. And you're now fully charged and glowing in your beautiful colour. So we're going to take some time just to enjoy this. In your fully recharged mode. And then when you're ready, I'd just like you to deepen your breath slightly. Filling the whole body and then breathing out through the mouth. And then slowly in your own time, blink your eyes open and come back to join us all.
Ooh.
Thank you. How was that for you?
Oh, lovely. Oh, it's great to be taken through it rather than taking other people.
Yeah, nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I normally do it with people, but it's not quite the same when you're thinking, right, what's next? What's the next bit of
Yeah.
it? Yeah, no, that was wonderful. Yeah, lovely.
Good.
I had a lovely turquoisey colour that started off, and then it became really kind of, emerald green by the end of it.
Oh.
So, yeah, some of my favourite colours.
Nice. It's nice how they change sometimes as you're actually
And it was
doing
funny
it.
because as it was changing, I was like, why is it changing? And then you said, if it changes, that's
Yeah.
it. I was like, oh, okay.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? When people, certainly a lot of people are doing things like this for the first time. So it's just that reassurance that there is no right and wrong, really, as long as you're comfortable. If you need to open your eyes or you do need to move because you feel a little bit stiff, it's all fine.
No, absolutely. I think people sometimes think, oh, I've got to be perfect at doing these things and I've got to do them perfectly. And as you said, there is no right or wrong. It's just whatever.
Enjoying it.
Yeah. That was really lovely. And I really hope that people, if you didn't do it the first time round, to watch the video again and to go through this and to use this really as a great little daily energizer in terms of just bringing your energy back, but in a really lovely, calm way, not kind of, that kind of stressed out, busy kind of energy. Just really bring themselves back in and be really grounded. So that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you.
So you were saying that people can do some retreats within their own home. They can get together with some friends or some colleagues, or a business can get hold of you and get you to come in and maybe do a bit of some work with the staff, whether they're working, obviously they're working at home, or if they're not working at home, even if those who are still having to go in might have some time to do something to obviously help them, because this is so important now. This is not just a nicety. It really is a necessity in terms of looking after ourselves. So we're going to put the details below this video so people can get hold of you. There'll be your website. What else can people do?
I've got a Facebook group, so I'm doing quite a lot of free meditations at the moment, which are posted in there. I've done a couple of poems and some visualizations, just things about how I'm feeling at the moment. I did a poem the other day, because I never struggle with sleep normally, but I've been waking up a little bit more recently with a busy mind, which I've heard a lot of people say that. So I just wrote a poem and I posted it in there to share. And a lot of people have said they can relate to it. One minute you're thinking about what's happening in the world, and next thing you're thinking, what am I going to cook for dinner tomorrow night? The next thing is, have I posted that letter off? So it's all the things that were going on in my mind sort of during that
monkey mind.
Yeah, exactly. And I know what I need to do, but that particular 3 o'clock in the morning,
and
it wasn't happening.
So interesting about things like this, because I was saying to you, I've been on a lot of courses, and yoga is often part of it in terms of the morning session will be. In fact, I've been on a few where we had absolute silence up until about 9 o'clock in the morning. We had to get up at 6. And it was actually wonderful to have that 3 hours. There were maybe 300-400 people in the audience not talking, because we were not allowed to talk. It was wonderful. I was like, oh, this is so lovely not to have to say anything. And always came back from those full of determination and conviction that I was going to do yoga every day for 15-20 minutes, because I felt so amazing. And of course then life got in the way, and I know I'm not alone here, which is that, you know, because I am one of those people who is at home and not going out and complying with the suggestion. I know it's not an order, you know, but to say to people to stay at home and to keep other people safe. And more as time's gone on, and I found my body relaxing, is this real sense of, you know, I do want to stretch, and I feel like now my body needs something. So yeah, what can people, so like people like myself who maybe intermittently done yoga or have never done it, what sort of level do you teach at?
I run some retreats online, which they're generally a very gentle level, because a lot of people that come to me, they've done the Joe Wicks online, they've done the been for a run or whatever they've done, and a lot of people that I speak to are looking to be able to stretch and strengthen and relax. They seem to be the important things that, for the people that certainly come on my retreats and I speak to. So I'm offering bespoke retreats as well as ones that I'm already running online, but they are all at a level where anyone could do them.
That's great.
So anyone that wants to come along, I can speak to them via Zoom, we can have a chat on the phone, and I will just ask them if there is anything, any injuries or anything we need to be aware of, and then give them an idea of what will be included physically on that day. And a lot of the postures you can do in a chair, so you can do seated, you can do lying down, or you can stand up. So it gives people the choice. And also everyone's energy levels are different at the moment. Some people are exhausted and they're not sure why, because they're at home and they're not doing as much, but they're processing a lot internally. So I can meet you wherever you are on the day that we.
Wonderful. Oh, that sounds fantastic. So it's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you today.
Thank you.
And
thank
you for that meditation.
Thank you for your time.
I really feel great after that. It was lovely.
Good.
And that's the beauty of these things. It's not about meditating for 20 minutes to get the benefit. Obviously 20 minutes would be fantastic, but it's amazing how we were saying how busy little time seems to be available with so much time that other things are taking us. So yeah, but there's always something that everybody, you know, not everything appeals to everybody, but there will be something that everybody can find and can do to help them through this time. And yeah, so thanks very much. Have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you very much.